So at this is the bit where I always go, oh, it's just connecting, but actually it's already live. And so when people watch it back, they can see me at the start going, oh, it's not connected yet, when really it is. So I just, there we go.
That's fast you can do that, isn't it? For YouTube.
Right. Well, yeah, you watch it back. There we go. Let me just mute it. There we go. So it's not going to disturb us. Right. And also just going to change the view. So we're like that. Fabulous. Yeah, so with Zoom, that's what I'm using. I'm using Zoom to stream. You have to pay for Zoom in order to do that, though. But it was the easiest way to do live.
Yeah,
definitely.
If you are on YouTube already, even though we've just connected, I have what the girls are known as the diabetic duo with me. So we've got Ellen. Say hi, Ellen.
Hi.
And Beth. Say hi, Beth.
Hi.
There we go. And I am so thankful, girls, for you joining me. So thankful. I really appreciate it. And you guys live together, don't you? Have a place together, and that's where you are right now. Yeah.
Yes, we're in our place together in Belfast because we've been at home with our families for 8 weeks and we just need a bit of a change. So we're gonna be isolating up here now for a while.
To be fair, with you both being type 1, you're both going to be pretty cautious anyway, I would imagine. So you're probably best together. So
I know, you're actually right. And then with our parents working, coming in and out of the house, you know what, be safer up here.
Exactly.
Diabetic crib. That's what we're calling it.
How have we found lockdown so far?
Well, it's been such a big change because we were joking that we literally went from university and nights out, and we were doing so many like diabetic related events, and all of a sudden it went to you were trapped with your family in a house and you couldn't leave, and it was just horrible.
Yeah, like we went from being super busy, like almost to the point where we were stressed because we were so busy, to just like super bored. And I think it's good because now we can reflect and like maybe, you know, think we need to appreciate it more next time, you know, just slow down, organize your day, appreciate every single thing that we get to do.
Exactly. And you must have got to do quite a lot of things recently after you hit the tabloids. What was that like when you hit the tabloids?
That was crazy. We didn't expect it to go as big as it did. So when the Belfast Telegraph wrote the article on us, we never imagined, first of all, it would be a 2-page spread and even have like a wee feature on the front cover. And we forgot it was even coming out that day.
Yeah.
And that morning, I woke up to go to university and I started to scream and I ran down to bed because we were asked to be on the radio in 20 minutes.
Oh my,
wow.
That's when we got all the phone calls. We couldn't even go to uni that day.
No, we skipped.
We emailed our lecturer and said, sorry,
we
can't come in.
Oh, but there's been so many. And then we were invited to do the BBC disability podcast with Simon Minty, and he's lovely. And from that, we never expected the BBC to take it up and publish it as an article as well.
I know, yeah, but that was the first time that the Out podcast had actually made it to the BBC News. So they were buzzing as well. And we formed such a nice relationship. We've actually been on their show twice now.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Oh, that's great. So it must have been a bit strange then, from going from just making some fun TikToks to all of a sudden, because of at the time you had levers on your arm, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it was that caught people's attention, really, wasn't it? Because people wonder, and they always do. I know you girls have got Dexcoms at the moment, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got mine on my arm as well. But it does make people ask questions, doesn't it? People often sit and go, oh, what's that? My one experience, it wasn't my Dexcom, it was my insulin pump that he noticed. I was around the pool on my friend's Hendu in, where were we? Magaluf. We were in Magaluf, and this lad at the bar turned to his friend, obviously a bit drunk, didn't think I could hear what he was saying, and went, what on earth is that on her leg, or something like that, or might have been a bit more swearing than that. And so I turned around and I was like, oh, it's my insulin pump. And he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean that. Must have sounded really rude. I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh, it's fine. I went, and this is, and then I told him all about it. But it does get people talking when you can see them, doesn't it? So I'm not surprised.
It's such a conversation piece, isn't it? Like, it really causes a lot of conversation, especially when, you know, someone's never even met a type 1 before. They're fascinated.
Yeah. I mean, and I think a lot of people think they know quite a lot about diabetes, but then actually when they meet a real type 1 and learn about our experiences, it's quite different to what they imagine.
They have no idea. There's such a lack of education around it, and that really used to get to me whenever I was younger, and I felt quite insecure about it myself. But now, especially because I've Beth and we're kind of in it together, we love answering questions, and we love spotting other diabetics with their arm scanners. Like, we were in the line for Home Bargains the other day, and there was this lady and she had Libra, and we just wanted to run over and grab her. Well, pandemic,
we know you. Like, we just felt like we knew.
I was gonna say, I always, like, normally, obviously not during this time, if I see someone with a Libra or pump or anything that I recognize at a Dexcom, I always talk to them. Do you guys?
Yes.
I'm not shy. I'm straight over there and I'm like, oh, you're type 1 too. And then I ended up having a really long conversation with a guy in Sainsbury's a few months ago.
Oh my goodness.
And we continued, like, he waited for me to get he was in front of me in the queue, and then he waited for me to get my shopping food because we were just chatting about type 1 constantly. And then we wandered out together and, like, stood in the car park chatting for a bit as well. But I was telling him about my show, obviously, which I should have been on tour with right now, which I should have been in Brighton right now, and I think Brighton would be a lovely place to be at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. But
it's hot down there, and it's been nice here. How's it been in Belfast?
Really
lovely,
warm.
Yeah.
We attempted to go for a big walk today, but the heat was just far too much.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And we deliberately, like, barely get any insulin for our breakfast because we knew as soon as we got up that.
Oh my gosh, what temperatures are you over there then? Do you know?
Well, it's only been like 21, 22 at most, but that's really warm for here.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's unheard of over here.
And there's no, like, it's because there's no, like, on holidays 20 would be kind of cold. Because there's no pool or, like, aircon, or, like, we don't even have a garden in this because we're in a flat. So see, when you're walking about, it's so warm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's been warm here, but then it's cooled down today. It was only 17 here. It was sunny though. It still looked nice. It just wasn't quite as warm. But I've never actually, whenever I go on holiday, I always alter my, like, basal rates and stuff then, but I've never done it in England before, actually. I've just thought, like, I've never really thought about it, but because we don't often, I'm in the northeast, we don't often get lovely weather. So maybe that's because I've never really had the weather to do it here. So we've got quite a few people watching us. I just want to say, guys, if you're watching, please send in your questions. Myself and Ellen and Beth are more than happy to answer any questions you have for us. They are going to be getting me set up on TikTok shortly, though, aren't you girls?
Yes.
I do have the app on my phone because I told you in messages, I think it was Ellen I was chatting with, wasn't it? That my daughter has an account. So I already have the app on my phone, but I probably need to log out of her account or add a new account or something like that, don't I? In order to set
I think
myself
you do.
up. Right. Okay. Let me just go into TikTok. Yeah, because I have her account on here, so I can just, like, keep her safe and keep an eye on her because she's only 10.
Yeah. I know a lot of mums that do that because a lot of the content you can't control.
Sorry, my TikTok just started making lots of noise at me. Yeah, well, she nagged me for months and months and months, saying, please can I have TikTok, please can I have TikTok? And I was like, oh, I don't know, it's because, like, you're only 10. But yeah, eventually I gave in because I'm soft. But right, okay, so that's her account. So I'm gonna have to, do you girls have just your diabetic duo account, or do you have, like, personal accounts on there as well?
No, we just have the diabetic
duo account.
just
the joint one.
Okay, so let me see how to log out. Manage my account. Where's log out? Log out there. Oh, add account. That's what I need to do. Add account. Okay. Right. No, I don't already have one. So I'm going to have to use, is it best to do it with, I'll continue with Google. I'll do it that way. That's it. Pricks Official, where are you? Okay, so what I'm doing, guys, is I'm just registering for an account now. It seems pretty straightforward. Oh, but you know what? I hate it when they, oh no, it's okay. I thought it was going to be one of those, you have to put your date of birth in, yeah? And sometimes when you put your date of birth in, you literally have to go through every month till you get, and when you get to, like, mid-30s, and older, obviously, it's a lot of months to skip through. I can change the year. So I was born in 85. And I shouldn't give everyone my date of birth really online, although you probably Google me and find it anyway, but there we go. Right. Do I have to, so on app, do you have to allow the personalised ads in order to use it, do you know?
I think you do.
I think you
probably.
might. Yeah.
I think you do, because I think that's how you kind of get the algorithm to kind of tailor the videos that come up on your For You page for you as well.
Okay, so it takes you straight on there without, and it just gives you like a Job Blogs username, like a user and those numbers, and then you just need to change that to what you want your handle to be, do you then?
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be at Pricks Official, because that's what all of mine are. At Pricks.
You're going to become addicted to it, honestly. It's such a fun app.
Well, I have had fun joining in with a couple of my eldest videos, but I think I will, because I mean I studied musical theatre and I'm a performer. Like I love like doing stuff like this. So
this is right up your street.
There's loads of like musical theatre, like audios even. Like there was one from, it must have been the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory I kept seeing everywhere, the Breaker one.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just checking I've spelt it right, because you can only change it every 30 days, can't you? Pricks Official. Yes, I have. Set username. Okay, I'm on there. So now, you can add your Instagram and your YouTube to it.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't realise you could just connect them like that. Oh, I'm learning so much.
I know. And then it's so easy for people to find our Instagram account then. You know, if they want to find out more, they can just click
because we only had our personal Instagrams accounts, and then we decided to make a joint one, so it's still quite new. It doesn't have that many followers, but we've linked back to the TikTok account recently.
Right. Okay. So let me connect to Pricks Official one. Autofill Pricks Official. I had to change all my passwords recently. Since went into lockdown, I think when you start using the internet more, all of a sudden you get all these like someone found out my password and they were threatening me. They were sending me, and it's happened to a few people I know. They were sending me emails saying that we've seen you doing this awful, disgusting thing on your webcam, which I knew I hadn't done, so I knew it wasn't real. It was basic, and so they were saying you need to pay us this much money, otherwise we'll release the video. But I knew it wasn't true, so that was okay. So I knew I'd never been on this website that they said I'd been on. But it was like really freaky, so I've had to change all my passwords, and you don't realise how many things you have passwords on.
I know, exactly.
And even trying to remember your passwords, because you have to enter the old one to put in the new one. I can never remember.
Oh, I'm so bad for that. And then I get into the habit of then putting the same password for multiple things.
No, that's an issue.
You know, out of handiness, but you really shouldn't.
It's an absolute pain. I've just got a message saying, can I do a shout out for my friend's little girl. She'll be, if she's watching now, which I think she is, because she's asking for a shout out, she'll be cursing me for calling her a little girl, because she's like 15. She's not a little girl anymore. My friend Caitlin Davis wants to shout out. It is her handle on TikTok is Caitlin D535, and she wants to do a duet with you girls at some point. She says, Right. Well, I'll make sure that I'll send you that on a message as well, so you've got it. But she must be tuned in right now, guys. There's plenty of you tuned in. Please don't be shy. Send us a question or just say hi. In fact, just say hi to us. That would be fab. Right, I've connected my Instagram. I suppose I don't, well, maybe I should do it now. Allow, there we go. Right, okay, it's connected my YouTube as well. Right, so I need to create a bio. Now, do you think I should do that now? Or do you think you should teach me how to make an actual TikTok? Because I don't know how to use it.
Well,
Yeah.
bios, you can just make it anytime, you know,
Yes,
they're
I'll
not.
do that later. Yeah?
But
Yeah.
we can show you how to make an actual TikTok.
There's so many elements to it, and I think it takes a while to get used to.
It definitely does.
Like, I'm only really comfortable with editing now, you know, because there's so many things. And like when it comes to filters, if you go onto the app and you like go to create a new TikTok, there's loads of like cool filters, and there's the beauty filter you always hear people talking about. We only discovered that recently.
I know, you can literally make yourself look like you before.
I wish we knew about it in our bio video
No,
when we were no
honestly.
makeup. We could use a beauty filter, but you can select all those filters and you can film with those. But then if you film your TikTok and you go back to add a filter, there's only, you know, the preset filters, so you can have to choose from like 8
so there's
filters.
more you film with the filter to begin with. Then there's more.
Yeah, yeah, and
that's
that's
a
a
good
really good
tip.
thing to remember.
That's a really good tip for everyone.
Yeah.
So when you started your TikTok account, how long did it take? Because you've got like over 19,000 followers now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it quite a slow organic process that it increased, or did the tabloid kind of?
Do you know, it was quite weird, because I think the first kind of 4 or 5 videos on our account it wasn't the Diabetic Duo account.
It was us and our
It was just us messing about. But it ended up like Beth and I love to be in front of the camera, and our friends not so much.
They were like, get that away.
No,
I
they
don't want to
didn't
be on
enjoy it.
TikTok, you know.
Because it was actually really new back then. This was like October last year.
Yeah. It was more younger ones.
It was younger. But so then the video that made us go viral was just Beth and I. We didn't even realize really the arm scanners were in the video.
It was nothing to do with
because it was like a transformation, you know, no makeup, then the music changes, you'd makeup on. But when we were dancing about, it just so happened that we got the scanners in, and then from there we just grew and grew and grew. Yeah. So it was kind of natural, like organic.
Yes, I think at the start, yeah, I think you're right. There was a burst from that. Yeah. And then now it's been gradual. But we're like trying to push it as much as we can, because you know, we really want to get to 20. We just think that'll be so exciting.
We would love to get
because
20.
we are both 20, so that'll be amazing.
And it's 2020, so it'll be a good year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to get to 20 then.
We want to get to 2 in the yo balloon.
I know, get a photo.
Katie McCauley says hi, girls.
Hi, Katie. That was Katie, our friend from Banbridge.
Oh, that's nice.
Katie's a diabetic as well.
Oh, is she? Right. Well, all the best people are. Yeah, so basically, it organically grew. So do you think there is like any kind of top tips for making a really good TikTok that you could give me?
Yeah, I definitely have a few tips.
Have a good few.
I think the first one would be see what's trending, because if you go on the explore page, there's actually a section for that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You can look at music that's trending.
Okay.
Hashtags that's trending. I'll go on my phone too and see what the crack is.
So if I'm on home, I need to be on the home screen, I presume, do I?
Yes. Yeah.
Discover.
Let's see. Yeah, see the wee discover section beside home. And then you can see, so there's music, hashtags.
And then just the names of some of the trends.
You know, different things that are trending. And then you can click on it and see, right, you know, who's doing what and how can I put my own spin on it. So you can use the audio that they used or whatever and try and recreate it, but in your own way. So that's usually what we do. So we would see something that's trending, then we would kind of think, how can we put a diabetic spin on that?
And it's harder than you would think. We literally have to brainstorm for hours.
Yeah, and then sometimes we overthink it too much and we try to make it really diabetic themed. And then sometimes we do silly ones.
And then they go more viral.
Just like natural, like in the moment, just post it like that. And it does
I've seen on your TikTok, there's somewhere like you inject each other.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I could let you do that. Like if I had someone else, I'd just be like, I mean, I don't inject anymore now because I've got a pump, but but like I don't think I could have done. I don't like other people coming at me.
We just have a lot of trust. We just trust each other. Just smack it on.
That's lovely. So tell us, Ellen, how old were you when you were diagnosed?
I was 6. It was the week before I turned 7. And so 13 years.
13 years. And how old were you, Beth?
And I was only 8 months ago, so nearly 9 months actually. It was in September.
And how long have you two known each other?
I'd say 4 years.
Yeah,
roughly
we were
now.
in the same nursery school, but then we went to different primary schools and high schools. And it was only when we got our first part-time job at 17, we were reunited, and we've been inseparable ever since.
Oh, that's so lush. I love that. We've got a question. If you had to compare the Dexcom to the Libra or Libre, however you want to pronounce it, what would you say? Like, what would your comparisons be?
Well, Ellen, you've been using a Libra a lot longer than me.
Yes, well, I said both are amazing. Like,
yeah,
and
both are life changing.
both really are.
Yeah.
So what I love, I guess the Libra is good, right? And I think it's a very good thing to get you started on a CGM. But the Dexcom is fantastic in the sense of it will wake you up in the middle of the night if you're having a low, which I value so much, because sometimes I would sleep through it and then you wake up all disorientated. And I like
and sweaty, sweaty. You sweat the bed. It's horrible.
I hate that, and I think when you wake up low, it's worse than having a low in the middle of the day. And I like how it's constant, like it's always checking your sugars without you having to physically scan.
Yeah, literally every 5 minutes, which in turn is going to improve your accuracy as well, because if you're only scanning 8 times a day, you're only going to get a small percentage, and then it's just not going to show as accurate as the Dexcom. And I think studies actually show that the Dexcom G6 is the most accurate one on the market at the minute as well.
I trust the G6 more than I do a finger prick.
Really?
I've had it now. I got it. It was a year gone December. So I was on Libre before that. But I suffer with nocturnal hypos, so I needed something to wake me up. So that's why I moved to Dexcom. And honestly, it's the best bit of equipment I've ever had. It is absolutely life-changing. You're completely right. But I suffer with nocturnal hypos, so I moved to Dexcom, and I used to find with my Libra, it was never as accurate as my Dexcom is. If I compare it tends to, my Dexcom always kind of falls in line with whatever my finger prick is, but also it tells me which direction it's going, so that's why I trust it more. It's just like, it's brilliant. I know that it's just vibrated at me actually to tell me that I'm 4.9, so I should actually go and I don't know where I put my insulin pump. I need to find it just to reduce my background for a bit.
I can actually feel myself going a wee bit low. See what
can you?
Well, I'm 5.5, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
You what are you?
I'm 5.5.
Okay, that's all right. You're all right for now. No, mine's on like a downward on an angle, not straight down, but I should probably just like
get a wee cook or something.
I'm just going to cancel. I'll suspend my background insulin. That usually fixes it when it's at that level.
That's so cool.
That is unreal.
Which is what I love about my pump. So you girls inject still, yeah?
Yeah.
And is that something you think you'll always do, or do you think you might move to a pump at some point?
Well, I think pumps could be an option.
You can't rule anything out.
No, you can't. And there's a lot of new pumps being made, like without wires. Because I think wires.
Mine's wireless.
I think at the minute it's not here. Yeah.
That's mine.
Too small.
That's tiny.
That's the Omnipod. That's the Omnipod Dash, but it's the same as the Omnipod, depending on what you can get where you are.
Yeah.
And can you work that from your phone, or is there a device?
It's a device. Tell you what, this is my cue. You girls talk to the camera. I'll grab my device because I do need to change my background. I'll be 2 seconds. Sorry, guys.
No, we wouldn't rule out a pump. We just I think we need to do a lot more research.
Yeah, definitely.
And get ourselves sorted. I think maybe when we graduate university, that would definitely be something we would look into.
Yeah, and at the minute, I've only had it for 8 months. I'm okay for injecting for now, you know. But obviously, it would be amazing. It's just
my husband's gonna look for it.
I'm not ready to decide.
We'd have to do it at the same time too, I think.
Yeah, we definitely would.
Right, my husband's going to go and find it. I'll show you it. It is a separate device, but it's like a really small smartphone.
Cool.
So it's really, the Dash, that is, it's really skinny and I can just slip it in my pocket. It's smaller than my phone. It's like it is a smartphone, that's what it is essentially. And it's been, thank you, you're a superstar. This is it. So it's only dinky.
It looks like a phone. It actually does look like an
but it is, that's what it
unreal.
was originally. And so I think I'm right in saying that Omnipod bought the phones, basically stripped the phones out and turned them into
yes.
A good idea.
Yeah.
They were smartphones, and you just plug it in like you do your phone. Let me just suspend my insulin.
So you wouldn't have to like eat anything as a correction, like to bring your sugars back up.
No,
that's unreal, because
unless it starts dipping lower, and then I will have to eat something. But yeah, typically no. That's my Dexcom dinging at me. It's 4.9. It's still 4.9. It's fine. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, talks. So got distracted there, but yeah, that was a great question about the Omnipod and Dexcom. We've got a few more now. So Gordon Watson says, "Hi, girls."
Oh, my dad. My dad.
Oh, is that your dad? Hi, Gordon. You're right. Ethan Curry. Hi, girls. Huge fans. What advice would you have for a diabetic for handling your sugars on a night out whilst at uni?
On a night out.
Oh my goodness.
This is actually a really good one, because I feel like I really struggle with this at the start, and I'm sure you've had lots of situations.
Yeah, there's a lot of tips and tricks, and it's a lot of trial and error. I think
you know what? Because obviously I've only had it for 8 months, so me and Ellen have had countless nights out, with me as a non-diabetic, and I never noticed any difference. So you obviously handle it really well.
Yeah, I just think you need to remember, like, when you are having alcohol, your sugars are just going to be crazy. So you just have to really pay attention. So like I find spirits can make you very low.
Mm-hmm.
And I find other drinks can make you very high, but it's like an artificial high. So you should never inject when you're drinking. Because you will be so low during your sleep. And always eat something carby before bed.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like on a night out you always have a chippy or something after anyway.
I know, it gives you an excuse, I have to have a chippy.
I remember being your age and the diabetes nurse saying to me, he said, you're fine to drink alcohol, it's not a problem. This was obviously quite a long time ago for me now. You're fine to drink alcohol, it's no problem. Back then they didn't know all the ins and outs of what carbs are in what alcohols and things like that. So there was no specific guidance as to what alcohol I could drink. But he said, just make sure you always go to the kebab shop afterwards. Make sure you go to the kebab shop and you have some carbs at the end of the night. And that's what I did, like all the way through uni and up until I learned more about what's in what a few years ago. So now I always drink, I either drink wine or spirits and diet mixer. They're my drinks because no carbs makes it a lot easier. And then I always have something to eat, even if it's just I have a bag of crisps or something when I get in, if I haven't like been to kebab shop or whatever. I just make sure I eat some carbs before I go to sleep. I usually get through the entire night without a low, but I do sometimes, if I've had a lot to drink and I'm a bit hungover, I get a few hypos the next morning. I have to keep eating.
Where the exact same.
It hits me like 6 a.m. or something. I can almost time it.
That sounds just like us. We get through most of that, and there comes,
It's worse.
And sometimes you could go to, I remember we had a drink last night, and you went to bed really high, and we were like, right, we can't inject, we just have to wait for it to go down, even though it's really
my sugars were 19.
And then boom, it came crashing down.
And then at 5 o'clock this morning, my Dexcom was screaming at me, and I was 2.9. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And at 19, I was almost like, oh, I feel like I should inject. You feel a bit rotten.
I know, you hate being too
but
high.
Thank goodness I did.
And you know what? It's so frustrating sometimes, because like 8 months ago, I wouldn't have had to worry about this.
Yeah.
It is, it takes an emotional toll on you. You're like, oh, why can't I just have a drink without because you feel annoyed at 19. Like you feel frustrated when your sugars are high, and it's just so frustrating. But there is ways, as you said, once you're used to what you drink, there's ways around it, and it's all about managing, isn't it? And just getting under control.
Beth, it's interesting. You just mentioned, obviously, it's only 8 months for you. What was that like? Because I imagine Ellen's a bit like me. I was 4 when I was diagnosed. Ellen was 6, almost 7. I don't remember not being diabetic. So it must be really difficult, I always think, when you get diagnosed older, because you know what you're missing out on. Like, you really clearly remember what it was like not to be diabetic. How was it? Was it quite a grieving process, or was it okay? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it. Oh my god, I've never thought of it that way. Grieving. It literally was like the old me. But you know, I'm back to my usual self. It's just different. You know, there's nothing I can't do, and it just takes you a while to realize that. Obviously, you're going to be really devastated at the start. But I don't know if you knew this, but my younger sister got diagnosed literally 9 days before me.
Oh wow.
And she was only 12, so that wasn't. It was a shock, but you know, that's an average age to get diagnosed at.
Your poor parents.
I know, they were so upset. But yeah, that was such a shock. And I think I took it the worst, even more than my parents. I was so upset because I knew that, you know, you went through high school and sometimes you felt insecure and like, you know, children are immature and make comments, you know, and I was so worried. I was like, I do not want Grace to have to inject like Ellen does, even though you do live a normal life.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh my God, like she was starting secondary school and that's hard enough without having a new illness as well. And she's quite a shy girl as well. So I was just so worried. And then little did I know, 9 days later it happened to me too. Oh my goodness. Like, and do you know what? It didn't even hit me the first day. I actually
No, you were like fine when you text me.
It's so hard to explain. I was like, it can't be true.
Were you away at uni at the time, or were you at home? When
I was at home because it was like Valentine's weekend, was it?
No, it was September.
Oh, September.
September.
It was September. We were on for something.
So you weren't back at uni yet.
It was like 2 weeks before freshers.
Yes, it was just before we started second year. Yeah. So I was still at home. And
that's so interesting because I was once told many years ago by one of my diabetes nurses that she said that basically the easiest way to explain type 1 to someone is that you have a gene and then you pick up a virus, but nobody really knows what that virus is. And that's really interesting that you obviously both have the gene. And I wonder if you then got the virus off your sister, and that's what kind of that's really interesting.
And it's strange because we don't know when we picked it up, because I've got 2 sisters and only me and Grace got it. And it's strange because I feel like the symptoms work on you, and I've heard a few people say that sometimes the symptoms can work on you over months, and they just get increasingly worse, and then the first week before you get diagnosed is the worst. You know, like that's when the symptoms are at their worst. But I like to see the summer that it was working on me. I only drank literally 4 times. Like that's crazy.
And
I hated drinking. I was like, I'm never going to drink again, because I could have one West Coast cooler and the next day I would be vomiting. I would have such a sore head. I would literally, I think I got sent home from work once because I was just miserable, and I knew something wasn't right, but I just thought I was getting old.
But honestly, see, when Beth was diagnosed, she literally took to it so well. Like, you really surprised me. You did. I
honestly think it was because of you though, because I don't know, because obviously I already knew so much about it because of Ellen.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, Ellen, sorry, like you're gonna have to go on outside without me. I'm never going out again.
And I was like, no.
And you were like, why is that? And then on our first night out, remember, I was like, I'm just gonna have one drink. I just wanted all the attention I could get. I was like, I'm never drinking again. And I had one drink, and then the next night out, I was like, okay, I'll have as many as you're having. Because I knew it was gonna be fine. And you know what? I can just drink normally again because my body's like back to normal. I'm not getting hangovers. I was like, this is amazing. I'm never gonna have a hangover again.
But it was brilliant for me as well because Beth had all this new knowledge. Like, when you had diabetes for so long, like I haven't been to a carb counting course in years, and I really hated carb counting. And see, from living with Beth, we were obviously eating the same foods, doing the same activities. She forced me into doing it again because she had all this knowledge.
You had built up like a resentment to it almost, because when people are shouting at you at age 13 and 14, you're already conscious about your body's growing, you're becoming a woman, you're self-conscious, and people are telling you to carb. And the word carb, it has associations with calorie
and weight, and I hated that.
And obviously you were going to struggle. Like, you had a dream to be Ariana Grande from a young age, and it was just so much pressure. So when I got diagnosed, all this was refreshed. And then we would sit down, because obviously we were eating the same thing at uni. And I would say, right, let's count how many carbs are in this, you know.
And I didn't feel as lonely then. I didn't feel like such a, because I always find, oh my goodness, I always find, you see, like if you were sitting down for dinner with your friends.
Yeah.
I hated being the only person to be like, what am I eating? How much am I giving? And now we live with this other girl called Zara. And now she's the odd one out because we're carb counting. Like, she could literally carb count me better than probably both
She
of us.
always guesses for us. We're like, Zara, how much should we give for this? But she's really good. She's
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish, like, when I was growing up, I never knew anyone else that was type 1 at all. And obviously you probably didn't for a lot of your life, Ellen. But I know people that are type 1, but I don't have anyone like who's a close friend that's type 1. I love the relationship you two have got. It's so lush, and you must be such a great support for each other.
I know, we're so lucky that we have it. You know the way on Snapchat you can send voice notes? Like, you can send me voice recordings. Well, you must get 100 of them a day, because like, oh, I'm having a cup of tea and a biscuit. Like, should I object? You know, it's just silly things like that.
And it's nice because we were best friends before. Like, it wasn't like diabetes forced us to be friends. It just brought us even closer.
Exactly.
And I love it because, like, the only other person I would have had to speak to it about is my family. And, like, as great as I were, like, sometimes you just want to speak to a friend and have them relate to.
You kind of just want to speak to someone who absolutely 100% gets it. Because people who live with you, they do get it, but they don't 100% get it. Maybe like 90%, but they're not.
Yeah.
I just think it's wonderful that you've got each other.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I get
Got a couple of questions for you. So, that's what we've answered the university one. Caitlin says, hey Caitlin. Chris Bright, do you girls know Chris Bright? He's a type 1 diabetes advocate in England. He's a footballer and a futsal player. He created the diabetes football community over here.
Oh wow!
Chris is the reason why I started Prick Me Up. He was my first ever guest, and it was because we were WhatsApping each other, and it's when lockdown was just starting. It might not have even been announced yet at that point, and I was like, and I'm sure Chris doesn't mind me saying this. He was a bit miserable about it all, and I was like, I need to do something to pick you up. And I was like, and that's where Prick Me Up came from. I was like, let's do a live. You can teach me how to do keepy uppies. So that's how this all started. So that's just a little bit of backstory for Chris. I'm sure your paths will cross at some point with you being diabetes advocates too. He's a lovely guy. But he said he's on TikTok, but he's a silent TikTok user. He doesn't think he has much time to do the videos. But he just wants to say top work on it, girls. You've been doing really well.
Thank you.
And then there's a lovely girl, Georgia. Now I met Georgia back in October at kids diabetes. It was a kids, what's it called? Friends for Life, Children with Diabetes conference. Georgia is, I think, 15, 16, that kind of age. Gorgeous girl. She's type 1 and she wants to ask a question, but she's a bit shy, so her mum's put it on for her. Could I ask, what is the stupidest thing anyone's ever said to you about type 1? And also, could you girls say hi to Georgia?
Hi, Georgia.
Hi.
So what's the stupidest thing?
I just hate, and I hate it so much because Beth and I are slightly slender girls, so I hate, and from whenever I was young, somebody saying to me, and I know they don't mean it, they just have a lack of education on it, but they say, oh my goodness, so were you obese when you were younger?
Yeah.
And
did you used to be fat? I've heard, did you used to be fat? Like loads of times, especially when I was especially like when I was like 8 stone nothing and like dancing every day, and like I used to get that all the time. Then it's so infuriating
because we eat really well. Like whenever it was more so whenever I was in like high school, I used to get this question. Like my mom was making me lovely, healthy meals every night, and I was active. And then that makes the whole carb counting thing seem negative, and it was just a downward spiral. But thankfully, I know how to react to it now.
Totally can relate to that. Have you had a stupid comment yet, Beth?
You know what? Like, actually, when we were interviewed once, I won't say who it was for, obviously, but like, they just didn't even know they hadn't even went to the effort of researching the difference between type 1 or type 2, and I was like, oh my god, like I was a bit taken back by that, and the difference, as you say, you know, people saying, oh my god, were you obese? that annoys me. But I'm trying to think, was there anything else?
I had a radio interview, you just reminded me,
Yeah.
with a well-known DJ in the northeast of England, and it was about my show. I think it was about my show it was either about my show picks or it was about my children's book. I can't remember which it was, but it was about one of them. And he started by saying, I'm diabetic too. I've got type 2 diabetes. And then it went on, and it just very early on, it transpired that he knew nothing about type 1.
Oh my
but
god.
thought he knew everything because he was type 2. And I was just like, so I was like, actually, no, that's not correct. I can eat what I want, because it was said something about not being able to eat cake or like, and that's one of the taglines of my show. And when you read the blurb about my show, it's in every program, in every brochure it goes in, every flyer it says, and I can eat cake, a whole bloody cake if I want to.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, isn't it?
I know, it's so annoying.
Yeah. Type 1 and type 2 are such different conditions.
Like, they shouldn't even have the same name, because they're
every type 1 says that. And in fact,
they just both involve insulin. And
I've come across a lot more people recently who have learned a lot more about type 1 from either seeing my show or reading my books and stuff. And they've said to me, why do they call it the same thing? And this is people that have no relationship with diabetes at all. And even like they're saying, why is it called, why do they not call it different things?
Just because they're both connected to the pancreas, like I just... It needs an name, basically.
Obviously, there are similarities, but it is very, very different. But right, okay, girls. So if I was to make a TikTok, you started giving me some tips. So you said that there was better filters.
At the start,
you record with the filter. Is that right? You
Yeah.
film with the filter. So any other tips you can give me?
Just good lighting and a good trend, I would say.
Good lighting.
Because lighting makes all the difference.
Good lighting and a good, what was it?
Like a trend, like a trendy video. For your first video, I think it's good to follow a trend.
And loads of hashtags.
Loads.
Yeah.
Especially I'm totally going to be looking at your hashtags, girls, and just stealing
For
them,
you page. Trending.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The more hashtags, the better, because then it just, like, the algorithm works better with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so when you want to create a video, so like say, for example, I won't make my first one now because obviously I want my first one to be really good. So I need to get the lighting right and everything.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to so I'm on this screen that you sent me to before that's got, like, all the stuff that's trending. So if I wanted to not copy, but like make my own version of one of these, how do you do it? Do you have to click on the video?
So if you click on that hashtag, and if you just watch a few of them, and then like think of your own idea.
The camera's at the bottom.
Yes, I allows you to use that audio.
So that means you're using that audio then.
Oh, that's really easy.
Yeah,
that's good. I didn't know.
You can also choose any audio. Like they have every sound on there, so you can search it if you want. If you don't want to do that trend. There's so many different things you can do on it. Like say, remember we did the one, that song, Sugar, Sugar. I don't want to sing it. So sugar, sugar,
oh yeah,
that one.
The Candy Girl song.
Oh, another one. Oh, sugar, sugar, that one.
Yeah. Because we had to search that, and then we made one with that, and we just added the filters after, and you can put text on, and also it took me so long to work out how to do this for the text. But after you make the video and you want to add text, you say add text, type it in, and then you click on it and you click set duration. So you can choose when the text comes up and when it leaves.
But I didn't know how to do that. It was a nightmare.
I was getting so stressed.
Oh, that's good.
Even just scroll down the For You page, because you might see a video that you really want to recreate, and at the bottom it tells you the audio. So if you just click that audio, you have it instantly.
Right. Oh, I didn't realise it was as easy as that. But there are lots and lots of different things you can do, and it obviously takes a while to learn all of them. Like I did question when my eldest was like just making these really cool videos straight away, but they obviously make it quite ezy for you. Like they
do. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to know. So they've got loads of features on there. I've seen it. Sorry, I got a message as well from George's mum on my phone. But don't worry, thanks, Claire. I saw it. I've read it out. I'm so looking forward to making my first TikTok now. I don't know what it's going to be yet though. When I started my YouTube channel, I started, the plan was to do parodies. And so I put my first one on in January, and then I'd written another couple and recorded sound for another couple, and I'm going to make them into videos. And then lockdown happened, and I needed my Sean is he's my stage manager, but we work together on lots of prick stuff all the time. So he usually helps film, and he provided the decent lighting and stuff. But luckily, now I've got, luckily Arts Council England, I've managed to get an emergency funding grant to buy some equipment. I'm going to buy some decent lights and stuff, so I'll be able to hopefully make some decent videos. But that's what this YouTube channel was going to be originally. It was going to be mainly parodies all about diabetes. My first one was to Khalees's Trick Me, but it was called Prick Me, and it was all about Dexcom. It was it might prick me once, but it never pricks me twice, was the chorus. And it was all, and it's a funny video. And guys who are watching, thank you. Sean's just said hi. Sean, who I was just talking about, he's tuned in. Please do subscribe while you're here, and do subscribe to all the girls' social media. If you search Diabetic Duo or The Diabetic Duo, you'll find them on most platforms. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm Pricks Official on everything. Anyway, back to TikTok. So I'm going to make my first video, but I should keep it all diabetes related, shouldn't I? Because that's what all my Pricks Official stuff is.
Yeah. Unless something really funny happens and you want to video it.
And you could do like mini parties on TikTok, like, so your YouTube
really
videos might be 5 minutes, but you could just make your wee mini one like a minute long or 30 seconds.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff like that on TikTok, and a lot of that does really well because people want a good laugh, you know.
Yeah, they don't want to say something boring, they want to be excited.
Yeah. I think funny is the way to go as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
like don't take yourself too seriously.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
All for a bit of fun.
Guys, we're not going to be on for too much longer because I don't ever like to go on and quote on the GB doc time on Twitter. So if you've got any last minute questions or anything you want to say, please just pop them in the comments right now, because we're gonna be winding up shortly and we won't be on for too much longer. So please drop your questions in the next couple of minutes if you want us to answer them. So you girls, you live together. What are you both studying? I haven't asked you that. What are you studying at uni?
Marketing.
Yeah, both marketing related courses.
You two, that makes sense. That just makes sense because you're clearly designed for that.
I know we love it.
We love
all
marketing.
things marketing and advertising.
I started looking the other day because I've always thought I did have a job that was marketing for quite a few years actually, but I don't actually have any official training in it. And I thought, you know what, I could do with I was in lockdown and all my shows have been cancelled. Like I had so many booked for this year. I mean, I was coming to you guys. I was coming over to Northern
you
Ireland.
texted me about that before, I think.
Yeah, I did. But that won't be happening now in October. It'll hopefully happen in 2021 instead at some point. Just I don't know how it will happen. I don't know how it will, like social distancing, if that's still in place, how they can do that in small theatres.
I know.
We'll wait and see. So yeah, I had loads going on, but then I started looking for other jobs the other day because I thought, you know what, I can't do any acting right now. Maybe I should look for a normal job. And everything I was looking at was marketing, but it's like you need to have a degree or you need to have this qualification. I was like,
yeah.
And I think I've been inspired as well. I've been watching on Netflix. Have you seen Working Moms on Netflix?
No,
It's hilarious. It's hilarious, and the main character is like she works in PR, and I just loved her, and I thought, I want to do what she does.
Yeah, and our course covers PR as well. Like it covers so many aspects.
Well,
Really
I have a couple of friends that studied marketing at uni, and they work in PR now.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a PR placement.
Are you?
Here now, so public relations just seemed really exciting to me, you know, because you get to go to press releases and different influencer events and stuff like that. So yeah,
that'd be
exciting.
Good. That would be really exciting. I would love that. Are you in your? So is it your second year you're in now?
Yeah, we're both in second year.
Okay, so how is that going then? Just really briefly, are you still studying, or are you broken up now?
We're all finished.
All finished now, yeah. It was all cut very short.
Did you have to do the last
we
few
weren't
weeks?
too annoyed about?
But we just have, so instead of just going straight to final year, we have our placement year. So we'd like get interviewed and go to a company to do something marketing related, and then we have final year in September 2021.
Yeah,
which has worked out quite well.
So it's 4-year course then.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's quite a lot of training. Yeah, maybe that makes sense why people are asking for qualifications when you look at the job.
I know. Well, we're glad we'll be back. You know, hopefully everything will be normal for our final year, because you want to be able to graduate with your friends, you know.
Yeah, hopefully. I think you'll be back by then. It might be a bit different, but
I'd say so by then.
I think so.
Right, girls. Well, I don't like to, as I said before, I don't like to go over into the GB Doc tweet chat stuff time. That starts at 9 normally. So I'm going to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in. But most of all, thank you to you two for joining me. I really appreciate it. Search these girls on Instagram, at the diabetic, well, the_diabetic_duo, aren't you, on Instagram? It's Diabetic Duo on TikTok. Find them, follow them. They're on Facebook as well. And also, while you're there, search at Pricks Official and give me a follow and a like and subscribe to my channel. But most of all, thank you, girls. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for tuning in, guys, and for your questions.